This week in Destiny, we're talking about many things. Heresy, tune in on January 28th, 10 AM PT. Follow us on our official Twitch channel to get emblems, chat. There you go. Gifted sub before the 31st, chat. If you don't have this emblem and you want it, 31st of January to give me a sub. Content delivery plans for Heresy. Something we wanted to share today is that Heresy will have weekly content and story delivery. We understand that concerns about our return to this approach, but we have learned a lot from the all-in format in Revenant. So in Heresy, we're striking a balance between everything dropping on day one of an act versus meaningful reasons to log in throughout the episode. To the end, we made the vast majority of activities content available on the first day of an act, with said content evolving based on the weekly story. Additionally, each week will feature a seasonal challenge that rewards new tier of seasonal weapons. Check out the live stream next week for the first look of this heretical arsenal. Without stepping into spoiler territory, we can also tell you that Heresy won't rely on a fixed length for each act like the previous episodes. For example, Act 2 will last 3 weeks instead of the standard 5 or 6. Additionally, all reprised weapons for the episode will be available at launch, while all the second half of episodes will be available when Act 2 launches. Our goal is to tell a satisfying and exciting story for both serves that both serves as an epilogue to the Light & Darkness saga that helps pave the way for what's to come when Codename Frontiers launches later this year. Weapons and armor updates for Heresy. Now, the longest topic of the TWID, the weapons and armor preview with all the magnificent buffs and necessary nerfs, as well as an interesting reworks that are coming with Heresy launches. We are going to make a coffee pot and leave the room to the amazing Destiny 2 sandbox team. Be right back. Hunter, sealed Harmkara grasps. I've struggled on Hunter due to the large array of alternative reload options that Hunter already has access to. We've reworked its behavior to have a bit more of an exotic flair in terms of playstyle. Reworked a weapon swapping focus to differentiate it from Hunter reload exotics. Perk description now reads as follows: powered melee and finish your final blows grant nightmare fuel, increasing handling and airborne effectiveness, while active freshly drawn weapons deal additional damage and grant nightmare fuel on final blows. Gaining nightmare fuel reloads all holstered weapons. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Nice little change for that. Gwizin's Vest. With the recent roaming super changes, we decided to give this exotic a bit of tuning to let it shine in its role, as well as giving some utility outside of the super. Now progresses its super return on super hits as well as kills before becoming invisible. Improves the maximum possible super energy gains per return, while also increasing the amount of progress needed for maximum gains. Now also emits a cloud of weakness smoke when you exit invisibility while near an enemy. Works both in neutral and while in super. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. I'm not sure. I maybe need to reread it just to see what I think to it. And go from there. Renewal Grasps. Now that Frost Armor is settled in the sandbox, we feel that Renewal Grasp can safely be more generous in granting it. Double the rate of Frost Armor gain while in an enhanced Duskfield Grenade. Okay, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Frost Armor is really strong. Especially in the update coming with Heresy, so this is definitely going to be interesting to play around with when Heresy drops. Fortracer. While Fortracer offers an excellent way to increase one's damage, we found that the benefit is to breathe when compared to other alternatives. Increase the bonus weapon damage duration from 10 to 15 seconds. This is really good. This is really good. 15 seconds is a hella long time in a damage phase, guys. I think on Hunter, you should definitely think about looking into using this. Radiant Dance Machine has been reworked to allow the multiple dodge charges that it grants to count as real dodges for the purpose of perks and aspects. The trigger mechanism for granting extra dodges requires more effort to compensate for that, but the overall change is a large increase in strength and utility. We have also added some flat benefits to primary weapons that are a real game changer to players who prioritize gun feel and performance when mobile. Improves airborne effectiveness and hipfire mobility, range, and accuracy for primary ammo weapons. Multi-kills with primary ammo weapons. Refund dodge energy when the dodge energy is full. Multi-kills grant extra charges. Powerful combatants and guardians count as more than one kill. Okay, relativism. Chat, lock in for these ones. These are the class items we want to be looking at. Spirit of Galanor. With the ability to regenerate aroma more quickly than ever, it's quite easy to end up chaining roaming supers back to back and effectively never need to rely on your weapons during activities. So to combat this, we are reducing this capability a little on the armor side, specifically on Silk Strike and Golden Gun, reducing the maximum amount of energy for refunded for Silk Strike and Golden Gun to 30%, down from 50%. So if you guys use Galano, it's taking a little bit of a nerf. I think this is probably a good thing. I don't think many people use this. Chat, any of you guys use this? Any of you guys use Spirit of Galano? I don't personally use it, but I don't know if any of you guys do. So let me know, honestly. Spirit of Foe Tracer on relativism. Spirit of Foe Tracer has inherited the changes made to Foe Tracer. That's good then. So you can use Foe Tracer on the class I am and it'd be 15 seconds buff, which is kind of huge. This is something I will look to take into the dungeon with me when I'm running Tether, if I'm on Prismatic, 100%. Moving on to Titan. Chat, Titan. Where's my Titans at? One's in the chat. Where you at? Where you at, cats? Titan Rampants was last adjusted to account for its problematic dominance in PvP, but that came at a cost of its value across the game. In the current sandbox, we found that many of its downsides can be removed safely in PvE, even with the small buff that it gives in PvP without introducing those toxic play patterns. Remove several downsides applied by Assault Barricade to bring it in line with base Towering Barricade behavior. Cumulatively, these changes result in a Towering Barricade you can shoot through, with no other downsides while Science is equipped. In PvE, see below. Increase the barricade's health from 400 to 500. No longer increases the barricade's cooldown. No longer decreases the barricade's duration. Further increased damage dealt to Science barricades by Guardians from 125% to 160%. This results in near identical effective barricade health in PvP. Okay, so they fixed it. They fixed it with PvE and kept it in line on the PvP side so we don't end up with Silent Barricade spam in PvP, which I think is really, really good. Galano good for Silk Strike, RIP. Dude, it was really good. I don't know how many people use it, Obe. I don't personally use it, but I know it's absolutely amazing for getting that super back. Especially with it being a roaming super. Eternal Warrior. We want Eternal Warrior to be an appealing option in both PvP and PvE for players interested in building into Fists of Havoc. We're giving it increased super duration on Final Blow, a nostalgic effect for long-time players that is thematically aligned with the exotic. Final Blows with Fists of Havoc now extends super duration. I think that's a nice little change. I don't think it's going to make it to be used, personally. Chat, I don't know what you guys think. I think Arc Titan really suffers because of Prismatic Titan, personally, right now. Although it is fun to use. Ursa Furiosas. I recently changed to Ursa's to integrate it with the Unbreakable aspect of yet to encourage significant use. So we want to lean further into supporting Unbreakable by changing the energy return by blocking with Unbreakable to be grenade energy. Blocking damage with Unbreakable now returns grenade energy instead of super energy. Grenade energy is returned at the end of Unbreakable and is scaled based on the amount of damage you blocked with it. Okay. I honestly don't really know how that'll play. It's going to be one of them where we'll just have to play with it, I think, and see how it goes, to be honest. Darcy officially meta? I don't know. I've not got that far yet. We'll have to see. Is Darcy meta? Kepri's Horn is getting a glow up. It will still cause your barricade to emit the damage solar wave, but with this update, they have been significantly enhanced. Now, sends out 3 waves of flame instead of 1. These waves no longer return towards the barricade. They only travel outwards once. Tracking on the waves has been enhanced. Combatants damaged by these waves are enveloped in a sunspot. Okay. Players are enveloped if they are defeated. Now requires a solar super to be able to be equipped to create the flame waves from the barricade. Okay, chat. I'm gonna straight up tell you right now. I'm gonna offer silver or and guys watching on YouTube, I'm going to offer silver or some sort of giveaway. I'm going to offer some sort of giveaway for the best clip posted in my Discord of people using this Kepri's Own update of using this in PvP. I want to see the best clip in the Discord, and I will do some sort of giveaway if we get enough clips. Okay, so join the Discord and let's see if we can get some cool clips posted in the Discord, and we'll do some sort of giveaway for the best clip. Okay, and we'll have like a couple of my mods make the decision to keep it fair. An insurmountable Skullfort. As difficulty goes up, Skullfort can can feel overly punishing when you fail to land that final blow its perk demands. To alleviate this issue, we are extending its effect to grant partial refunds from any melee attack to help rebuild that crucial momentum. Now grants energy to art melee abilities when hitting targets with any melee attack. Amount granted varies based on the melee used. For most to least energy powered melees, non-glaved unpowered melees, while knockout is active, and unpowered melees including glaives. Spirit of the Bear, Stoicism. Spirit of the Bear has inherited the changes to Ursa Furiosa, that's good. Spirit of the Horn has inherited the changes made to Kepri's Horn. On Thruster, Spirit of the Horn will now emit 4 waves in an X pattern. Okay, we're adding that to the cool clips thing too, so let's get it, Guardians. Warlock. Stormdancer's Brace. Much like Spirit of Galanor, we wanted to tune back how much returned energy was given from Romy Supers via exotics. To compensate, we wanted to give Stormdancer's Brace a little love in the potency granted to Stormtrance while you're in Super. Doubled the damage benefit per stack of Ascending Amplitude up to 20% per stack from 10%. Now also reduce the cost of Ionic Blink during Super by 50%. That's a good change. Reduce the maximum amount of energy refunded to 30%, down from 50%. Okay, I don't know how much this is gonna like benefit this exotic or whether it's gonna be worth using. I'll be honest, I haven't used it in how many years? I'll be honest, I haven't used it in so long. Geomag Stabilizers. Part of the charm of Geomag Stabilizers was lost when sprinting to get Super was removed due to PvP issues. With the introduction of Bolt Charge to the arcade, this was an opportunity to bring this experience back without breaking PvP. Added a new perk, sprinting while near a max Bolt Charge will top it off. Starts at 6 stacks of Bolt Charge. Re-enabled VFX where the boots spark while sprinting near Bolt Charge. Increased super energy gain from Ionic Trace to 7% from 2%. Do you think this is good, chat? Do you think Geomags are back? Geomags back, chat? In my opinion, no. Well, let's be optimistic. Let's be optimistic, right? Let's be optimistic. I guess we'll see. We'll see, right? Secret Filaments and Spirit of the Filaments, so the class item 2. Ever since anti-champion capabilities were expanded to work with elemental verbs inherently, Secret Filaments has felt like an exotic lost to the flow of time. Giving it satisfying play loop felt like a nice way to give the perk some love for both the base exotic and its spirit counterpart. Now gives class ability energy per kill while Devourer is active. Okay, interesting. I still don't see this being used over the exotics, but this is cool. I think this is a cool change. We'll see how it plays. Okay, chat, Speaker Sight. What did they do to it? What did they do to it? What did they do to Speaker Sight? Speaker Sight paired with Ember of Benevolence allowed Warlocks to earn a massive amount of ability energy via the healing turret, even if they and their fire team were at full health. Speaker Sight impact should be rooted in the actual healing of injured guardians, so we are making a change to how the healing turret selects its turrets. Healing turret no longer targets allies at full health. Allies need some damage done to their shields to be eligible targets. Okay, I think some people are not going to think that's a big change. I personally think you're going to notice that more. I personally think that's going to be noticed more than you think. The amount of times you'll just throw the turret down for the sake of it, just to get your other abilities back, because it lasts there for so long, you're going to notice that, I'm telling you. I can see that definitely being noticed. Verity's Brow and Spirit of Verity. The Death Throws buff is quite potent, but it's easy to let it run out and lose all your grenade benefit. We have updated the exotic to bring it in line with how similar Tie and exotic Worm God's Caress work. Stacks of Death Throws are now represented by a meter that decays backwards through each tier, rather than falling off entirely when the duration elapses. Okay. Chat. Lock in. What are we thinking? Orbit, where are we at? Chat. Death Throws. Verity's Brow. Did this just become God tier? This seems like a Verity nerf. How? How so? Why is it? As the damage changed, bonus grenade charge is here, and then new durations per tier. The damage hasn't changed. This... Okay, so I see what you're saying, I think. Here's where I think where you're coming from, right? So 4 seconds for ×5. So you get... So you throw your grenade at ×5. It's only got 4 seconds before you get another kill to keep it up ×5. So maybe max stacks is harder to keep up. But you don't run out to completely 0 stacks in time. So maybe it's kind of like a nerf / buff. Does that make sense? Although 4 seconds is plenty of time to keep up a kill though. Which for single target damage, you're using it for things like Atheon, the odd thing like that. It's easy to keep that up. So I think this is fine. I think this is overall a buff. Because there's only very odd occasions where you use Very's Brow. Atheon is the one that springs to my mind anyway. I don't think that there's going to be much difference there. Like, it's still going to be easy to keep up. 4 seconds is a long time during a damage phase while you're doing it. I think it's fine. Bonus grenade recharge per tier, 0.5% per second, 2.5%. What's the charge right now, chat? What's the charge right now for Verity? It is... So 5 stacks, it's bonus grenade recharge is 250%. How does this convert, chat? I can't do the math. Somebody give me the math. We'll look at that. Okay, exotic class item shared perks. Spirit of Verity. Speaking of Verity, the above changes extend to the exotic class item version as well. On top of this, we are also giving some more of the base exotic to the spirit of version. To the spirit of version to help players build into grenades on prismatic. What I will say, chat, Funky, or whoever else is interested in the Verity change, because I know Verity is a loved exotic around the community. These changes are really good for Verity on Hunter with like Gunpowder Gamble. Really, really good. Because, okay, you might not be able to keep up the ×5, but having like ×4 and ×3 in grenade regen, on top of it stacking with like Hoyle, could be like goated, like using Hoyle Verities. Could be really strong. Definitely, I would definitely take note of that, and I think we should definitely try that shit out when it drops. Okay, moving on to weapons. Let's go. Global aim assistance. Destiny's various aim systems are foundational part of what makes Destiny's guns feel like they do, but they do not come without some edge cases. When using the controller input, we've taken a stab to try and solve an issue where a quickly moving target crossing your vision could pull your aim off your previous target by introducing a time-based component. No worries, have a good one, Eldo. We now weigh aim assist against targets you've aimed for a short time more strongly compared to brand new targets when new target is introduced by crossing your reticle. We understand that this is potentially a wide-reaching change, but thus far been satisfied with the results in our playtest. Controller players, please let us know if you encounter any issues as a result of this change. Aiming at a target for a short time will prevent another target moving very quickly across your reticle from dragging your aim off it. Controller only. How do you feel, controller players? I'm not going to make a comment on this. I don't play controller. But what do you guys think, controller players? Anybody got any input, chat, on the controller changes? Let me know. And let me know in the comments, guys. Weapon archetypes and subfamilies. PvE damage tuning. We've tuned up some low-performing weapon families in PvE to bring the competition a bit closer together when you are selecting weapons to use. These changes should help a number of archetypes that have been in need of some love for a while. Scout rifles, 15% versus minus, 30% plus versus majors. Nice little buff for scout rifles there, chat. Auto rifles, 10% versus minors and majors. W change. 5% versus minors for SMGs. Additionally, in 8.1.5.3, we increase base magazine by 10 to 15% rounds based on the mag stat. Okay, so a little buff to SMGs too, which is really good. So multi-mac enjoyers, rise up. Trace rifles, 20% versus minors. Can't see really making a difference personally, that one, because I think the only time a trace rifle gets really used now is when it's to shoot something for a mechanic, or if you're a warlock using Cenotaph. Linear fusion rifles, 10% buff versus all combatants. We'll have to see how this plays. I think linear's getting a buff. I don't know if it's going to shake up the meta. It's something that we'll either have to see some math being done by the community, or we'll just have to test them when they launch and see how they feel in a sustained damage fight. Because, let's be honest, linears are 100% a sustained damage option. Glaives. Glaives have been historically... Wait, chat, should we skip glaives? I'm just kidding. I know you guys like glaives. Yo, Dooman. It's good, homie. Glaives have been historically a niche weapon type that has found it hard to break into mainstream usage. In this update, we are applying a sweeping buff to many of the glaives' baseline stats and behaviors to remove some of their unwieldness and make them more attractive and easy to use option. With these changes, the intent is that glaive becomes more agile and needs to reload less often, are effective at longer ranges and more forgiving, and are more impactful when completing their full melee combo. Significantly increased aim assist, aim magnetism, the damage fall off ranges across the board for all glaives, improved glaive projectile hit registration, increase the baseline stats of handling, mag size, projectile speed, reload speed, final hit of the melee combo deals double damage. Now, if this double damage stacks with Synthos, I'm interested to see what sort of damage it does. I'm not gonna lie. Like, when you think about Winterbite, like, I'd be interested to see what Winterbite does with, like, Synthos on. Yo, it's gonna be scary, dude, bro. If you guys are watching over on YouTube, quick little mention for Game to Give. Game to Give launched today. It's going all the way up until the 9th. We are a featured creator with Bungie Foundation this year as well, so I'm super excited to announce that to you guys over on the YouTube. My donation link will be in the description in the video, so if you want to donate to a great cause and some emblems, all that sort of fun stuff. We're also going to be giving away emblems like the Heartfelt Crackle emblem over on my Twitch channel. So if you want to come over and follow over there, you can join my Discord too. So you can keep up to date on all of that. Go score yourself some emblems for incentives. The new emo, the new shader, the new sparrow, all that sort of fun stuff. So links in the description below, as I said. Let's get back into the video. Close to melee buff with Synthos? Dude, it could be good. What's the buff on close to melee? That's actually interesting, though, but what is close to melee's buff? Like its actual buff. Close to melee is a 30% increase to melee damage. That's... okay. Interesting. Glaives, maybe on the table, chat? I still personally won't use one. Aggressive frame fusion rifles. Palinjo's about to be off his rock. I haven't got that far. Wait for me. Only one aggressive frame fusion rifle exists within the game today. Crollius Force. I don't even know what that is. Issued back in Beyond Light. We'd like to give the subfamily a bit more love when trying to sell its unique charge spread shot gameplay with a complete rework. The original fired its pellets all at once, so it felt like a shotgun-like. With the rework, we wanted to stay true to the fusion rifle performance of controlling your recoil over the burst, so we converted it to fire multiple bursts of pellets. These shots suffer from a damage fall of much less than a conventional fusion rifle to compensate for their widespread angle and let the player fire into a packs of adds and score multiple score kills. Okay. Don't worry, you won't have to go get this on Europa if you want to try these changes out. New reworked aggressive frames with new purples are coming in this episode. Interesting. Okay, so the bursts are changing. Instead of 3 bursts of 4 pellets, is increases widespread. Increased minimum damage when fully outside of damage fall off range from 45% to 65%. Increased rage fall off start by 4 meters relative to normal fusion rifles. Increased range fall off end by 3 meters relative to other fusions. Increased damage versus minors and majors by 15% relative to normal fusions. Okay. What's good, James? You want to spoil it? Okay. Thank you. Hang out though and talk to me about the rest of the stuff as we go if you'd like to. You might see yourself in the video. You never know. Support frame auto rifles. Okay, I'm interested. We'd like to support. Okay, they think they're funny, chat. Okay. We got a comedian. More support frame auto rifles in the future. Currently, their range stat is not especially desirable because of their unique projectile properties. So we took the opportunity to make the range direct to affect its healing performance by adjusting how far away the weapon can lock on to and heal an ally. No hesitation remains close to its original behavior with this change, but with its base stats. This change primarily affects perks and mods applied to no hesitation and open more space for future support frames to differentiate themselves. Range now increases how far away you heal another guardian. Interesting. Okay, we'll have to play with that on Tuesday because I know that this is one of our things that we're going to use Dungeon Day. Your boy is gonna be on that, so I'll definitely have to play around with it and see how it feels for me to use it during the dungeon. Rocket assisted frame sidearms, chat. They ship particularly potent while also being easy to use. We reduced the reserves for these in Revenant to bring their uptime a bit closer to other special weapons. With these changes, we are moving these into a more defined niche, keeping them potent within that niche, but being a bit less universally useful in all situations. With these changes, they should remain viable, a more efficient option for clearing minor, major, and champion tier leveled targets with direct hits without also being great at killing everything nearby the primary target. Reduce PvE detonation by 45%. Increased PvE impact damage by 100%. So basically, one for all might not be as good on this now. Unlike your Strand one, the call. So I guess we'll see. Reduce damage by 30% versus boss, vehicle, and mini-boss targets. Buried Bloodline's body shot damage is an affected critical that hit damage is buffed by 80%. Okay, I wonder how that Buried Bloodline will feel then with that little buff then. The restart was we're skipping that word. To the weapon subfamily, so we've removed it. Range masterworks and then hand instricts it will be replaced with something more appropriate. Okay, W change. Exotic weapons. Cloak chat, whether that is a nerf, a massive nerf, I don't know how they're gonna feel. We'll see. They needed it, man. Like, you don't want to keep using the same weapon over and over and over and over again. We want some what's the word I'm looking for? Some variety, you know what I mean? Lance Driver was once a terror in the Crucible. Yes, it was. It was funny to see. Has since caught a number of changes to its efficiency. Since then, it has struggled to compete in most activity types. Sorry. We've made a few changes that will reward you for playing its bounty game successfully and keeping it going into further encounters. Picking up a bounty tag now grants 1 ammo to the magazine, triggering Lagrangian sight by picking up a bounty tag adds 6 ammo to the mag. The first time you trigger it, returns to adding 1 ammo per tag on extensions while the buff remains active. I haven't really played with this to understand that change. So if you guys want to educate me on that, feel free to. But I've never really played with this exotic ever. I think there was one time I played with it, and it's when we had volatile rounds. Using volatile rounds with it, and also just using it with Jafalcon's Hunter. It was really fun. High flinch makes it unusable. Okay. I mean, I guess it's something we can play with and see how it feels, right? You never know. Delicate Tomb. We've made a few adjustments to Delicate Tomb. Okay, listen, chat. I'm just gonna let you know right here. I am a big enjoyer of Delicate Tomb. It's just power crept by other things a lot, but I'm a big enjoyer. To help get it into its Tempest Cascade loop a bit more predictably and give it significantly more punch while buff. Increase the chance to make an ionic trace from a minor compound from 4 to 10%. W change. Increase the PvE damage bonus on Tempest from 30 to 100%. What do we think to this, chat? I'm not saying it's gonna be maybe. I don't know if it's gonna be used in anything meta. Like if you wanted to, I don't think it's gonna be meta. But this thing could be actually pretty good. Remove the timer from Tempest Cascade as well. Last until fired. Is it an aggressive frame? Good question. Have a check. I'm not sure. Fun. Dude, this could be really good, Obi. Darcy has long struggled to compete with his exotic brethren. So we are taking a stab at building a niche for it in a fire team the way Galahorn and Ergo Summer found for their respective weapon types. This new catalyst should give you an edge, opening encounters where snipers may not have previously been viable. Interesting. Adds a new catalyst perk, network targeting. Hits with personal assistant active. Grant you and nearby allies improved overall weapon performance and precision damage with non-exotic sniper rifles. Improves recoil, flinch, target acquisition, and handling and precision damage. Stacks up to 5 times. Darcy also gets the buff itself. Darcy user also gets a 15% damage after granting 5 stacks to a teammate. Did Darcy just become meta? Did it, chat? Are we gonna be shooting snipers and Darcy at bosses? Like, what? Improves precision damage. Like, why, what? By how much? What do we think, chat? This is kind of, what? This is funny. Like, everyone always memes on this gun, bro, but like, this actually sounds like a really cool buff. And something that will need to be tested. The downside is it means your primary weapon. Do you know what? Hold on a minute. Chat. You could use this, right? And try it out and see what the damage is like. Do Anarchy stack on top of each other? Say if like Funky uses Anarchy on a boss and I use Anarchy on a boss. We both do damage, right? It's not like we're the Horde, is it? I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I just wanted to make sure on like the 1% chance that I'm wrong. Are we going back to Anarchy meta, bro? And just firing sniper rifles? What do we think? One person on Darcy and everyone else on like special snipers like Supremacy and Anarchy for damage, for passive damage? We could be going back. Just like we were at Tanix when DSC launched. Fire a couple Anarchy shots. Start sniping. I'm interested. I'm interested. Okay, W change. Because even if it's not good, this was like... I mean, it didn't even have a fun use to it, honestly. Other than just a meme aspect of us going, oh, I'm going to use Darcy. That was it. So I'm happy with that. Edge of action, edge of concurrence, edge of intent. So these are the exotic glaives, which I can honestly say I barely ever use any of them. We use the bubble one for like meme kills with like glacial quake and stuff like that. But that's about it. Special shot is no longer tied to glaive energy. W change. Now triggered on 6 weapon hits to allow the special reload. Increments of both shots and melee hits. Good. Edge of concurrence. Effects of jolting feedback trait added to the intrinsic perk. W. Edge of action. Effects destabilizing rounds trait added to the intrinsic perk. Okay. Edge of intent. Effects of incandescent added to its intrinsic perk. Added cure pulse to special shot impact. Healing turret no longer targets allies at full health. So it got the same change that Speaker's Sight got as well. Centrifuge. Centrifuge is a perk that reloads the magazine while sprinting. It encourages pivoting and repositioning. But as it stands, the magazine is just a tad restrictive and sometimes feels burdensome in PvE. We have increased the magazine size. So increased mag from 40 from what it was to 45 now. So we'll have to see how that feels if you guys like using this. Dead Messenger, Hardline, Borealis. We're revisiting the perk, the exotic fundamentals to modernize it a bit. Elemental keywords such as Restoration and Volatile have become a part of Destiny 2's modern fundamentals. The stat based on the current element has been removed in favor of a damage bonus when you apply or receive an elemental keyword matching the current element. We're also giving a small stat bump to Borealis since some high skill PvP players have taken a liking to its current stat offerings. Lasting impression and Galley too. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it could be really good over that Darcy change. It was originally 30. Okay, so 15 increase on the centrifuge. Thank you, James. Borealis. Okay, it's fundamentals. New effect grants a 30% damage buff, 10% in PvP. Hard light about to go crazy in PvP. To this weapon for 10 seconds when you apply or receive an elemental keyword that matches the current selected damage type of this weapon. It lasts for 10 seconds too. So is that saying to me that you can just chuck a resto nade and then you've got hard light? 10% more damage in PvP. Radiant, like, seems pretty easy to get. Borealis increases stability by 20% and aim assist by 10%. To permanently grant it the void element bonus they will have no longer have access to since Borealis is asleep at Bick in PvP. This bonus was selected over Arc since there are more ways to gain handling. Telesto, leave it alone! You're gonna break the game. Telesto always breaks the game, chap. Why are they messing with this? How do you buff Telesto? Make it more Telesto. Harbinger's Pulse now only refills Telesto's ammo from reserves instead of Telesto and your kinetic slot weapon. Now triggers with any void final blow. Final blow requirements increase from 2 to 3. However, Telesto final blows count double. In other words, will trigger from 2 Telesto final blows. 1 Telesto final blow plus 1 other void final blow or 3 other void final blows. Multi-kill timer increased from 2 seconds to 4.5 seconds. Catalyst, new perk, Harbinger's Seed. After 3 activations of Harbinger's Pulse, special reload the weapon to cause a rain of Telesto projectiles on your next direct hit. It's gonna break, chat. I'll believe it when I see it if it doesn't break the game, alright? Like, Telesto always breaks it. Okay. Vexcalibur. With the buffs last season to avoid Overshield's effectiveness, it seemed like the weapon could use a few tweaks to maximize advantage and emphasize the Paladin Protector fantasy with its area Overshield. We made it easier to generate guard energy in PvE when wading through enemies and quicker to apply Overshield to your allies. As weapon made to hunt and kill the Vex, we figured this was also a good opportunity to reinforce this theme as well. Triggering Perpetual Loophole by scoring a melee kill while you have an Overshield now also refills your glaive energy to full. Increase the potency of Vexcalibur. Secret innate advantages against the Vex. Vexcalibur's secret damage bonus when striking with its projectiles against a certain enemy faction has been increased from 10% to 25% to match Wishender and Malfeasance. Vexcalibur now briefly disorientates non-boss Vex with its melee attack. I will still not ever equip a glaive, but I think these are good changes. I think it's good that they're trying to bring things up in the sandbox rather than just nerfing everything into the ground. This is good. This is a W change, chat. Wardcliff Coil. Wardcliff Coil is a classic weapon that is easy to use but lacks a niche and a lot of content. We want to double down on the thematic chaos with the tie-in with the new ARC keyword Bolt Charge. Okay, new intrinsic effect grants 1 stack of Bolt Charge to all nearby allies for every 2 rockets fired, so they don't even have to hit. 4 stacks per trigger pull. The Queenbreaker. One of the most requested features for this weapon was to be able to special reload to swap between the scopes while in game. We've added that functionality along with some other changes to make each scope's firing mode feel unique. Players can special reload at any time and swap between the scopes. Marksman retains the previous behavior of firing a single shot that changes to nearby targets and blinds them. The range of the change is increased from 8 meters to 10 meters to make the chaining easier. Combat size now allows the weapon to fire a 3-round burst at a charge time of 533. Sustained damage on a target decreases the charge time of the weapon down to 300 charge time with no loss to damage. Useful for quick dealing damage to bosses on or other high health targets. The scope that you select in the inspection screen will determine which scope is active by default when spawning into an activity. Hold on, chat. Where's my Storm Chaser? Chat, 3-round bursts are adaptives, right? Are the 3-round bursts adaptives? I think they are. I'm looking for my Storm Chaser. Yeah, they are. They're adaptive bursts. What's the adaptive burst charge time? 523. This will be 533 at start. Sustained damage on a target decreases the charge time of the weapon down to 300 with no loss to damage. This could be really strong, chat. I'm low-key, chat. I'm not kidding. This could be really strong. Charge time's going down to 300 from 533, which is big, right? It's going to be 3-round burst as well, right? And linears are also getting a buff of 10%. Watch out, Queenbreaker. Keep an eye on that thing. Keep an eye on this thing. 100%. The Colony. Previous changes to Colony did some interesting things, but it still ends up losing to other grenade launchers due to its base gameplay and proximity detonation behavior. We've made a change to push this close to other GLs in damage. Increase detonation damage by 40%. This puts its damage per shot a little above legendary drum grenade launchers. Increase the number of bots spawned by 1 for all enemy tiers except players. Okay. Player 1, Minor 1, 2. Elite Major 2-3, Champion Mini Boss, Boss 5-6. Quicksilver Storm. Previous changes were a little too much, so we've rolled some of it back. Reduced shots required to trigger the rockets by 17%. W change. Acreus. Has long been a viable but particularly niche perk with shotgun changes doing well in the last release. We wanted to give this a bit of a love and the same theme. Reduced spread angle by 33%. Increased maximum damage projectile range from 12 to 18 meters. Okay, we'll see. Fourth Horseman is particularly niche weapon too. We've made some changes to help excel as its mag dump weapon fantasy. Reduces fire rate slider to give more control over wasted shots. Loads ammo from reserves to magazine per kill. Okay, that's a cool change, but I can't see it ever being used outside of just quick burst damage. Lord of Wolves. Increased range, reduce the base damage, removed accuracy penalties. Release the Wolves now triggers a hip fire on hip fire instead of special reload. Full auto fires full auto. Greatly increased damage and rate of fire, reduced accuracy and range. Catalyst, reload speed and stability boosts are now built in. When released, the Wolves is active, dealing damage to targets, scorches them. That could be fun. When ADS defeat targets, spread scorch to nearby combatants. Oh god, chat, what do we think so far? What are you thinking so far? Let me know. Cloud Strike. Added behavior to Stormbringer perk. Rapid precision hits create lightning storm at the point of impact and grant a stack of bolt charge. Added behavior to Mortal Polarity perk. Precision final blows generate a lightning bolt at the target's location and grant a moderate amount of bolt charge. Interesting. I'm intrigued to know how that will play. Since Thunderlord was updated with bolt charge, it's only natural. Yeah, okay. So bolt charge is getting added to this, which is generating lightning through sustained fire. Similar to Cloud Strike, this means Thunderlord will be great at building stacks and melee ability energy, but will also get an extra kick with Bolt Charge lightning attack when paired with Storm's Keep. Added behavior to Rain Havoc perk. Final blows with this weapon generate lightning strikes from above. Lightning strikes grant a stack of Bolt Charge strong against Overload champions. Okay, this could be good for ad clear, chat, low-key. Especially if you're on Arc Warlock, for instance. Arc Warlock, like, come on. Weapon perks. Destabilizing rounds has been a bit behind its elemental brethren since its initial release. We've given it a bit of love. Now grants volatile rounds for 2 seconds if any targets are hit by the volatile burst from the initial blow. W. I like that change. Full court. With the release and popularity of area denial effect grenade launchers, we've gone back and added support for them on this perk. Now scales the detonation and burn damage of aerial denial GLs. Wonder how that will feel. Vicious Assassin. Remove time requirements on the perk to make more comparable to Envious Assassin, as this requires you to use ammo for the weapon this perk is on. Sorry. Remove both multi-kill and reload timers. Flash counter. Flash counter has been restrictive. Input time, and this is a sword perk, right? And now narrow activation condition that made it very difficult to consistently benefit from. Additionally, flash counter muddied our elemental rules by applying a weaken and slow slower off the void element and stasis fire element. We've opened the activation condition to trigger a blast in front of you while guarding against any damage, increase the damage of the blast, and made it disorient combatants. Taking damage after Guardian emits a disorienting wave. No longer require a timed input or melee to trigger. Deals moderate damage in a large cone in front of you, disorienting combatants. Okay. Draw or Coward. PvP-focused article shed some light on trials. Yep. Here's a look at some of the Nightfall weapons we're getting in episode Heresy. Lotus Eater, Void Rocket Sidearm. In the third column is going to have Strategist, Feeding Frenzy, Well-Rounded, Shoot to Loot, Beacon Rounds, and Reconstruction. For the fourth column, we're going to have One for All, Redacted, High Ground, Reverberation, Frenzy, and Adrenaline Junkie. I am probably going to look at Reconstruction Frenzy on that. Let me know what you guys are looking at. Palindrome, Arc Adaptive Hand Cannon. So they reworked Palindrome to be Arc, not Void. It's going to have Closing Time, Elemental Capacitor, Explosive Payload, W, Redacted, Outlaw, Into the Pain. Fourth column's going to have Magnificent Howl, Snapshot Sight, Master of Arms, Opening Shot, and Desperate Measures, and Redacted. What I'm looking at there, just straight off my first look at it, Explosive Payload, Master of Arms. Sounds pretty cool. Let's be honest, right? Vanguard Ops, we're going to get the Sino Sure Strand Aggressive Rocket Launcher. Third column's going to have Reconstruction, Envious Arsenal, Slice, Demo, Field Prep, Tracking Module, Sympathetic Arsenal, Impulse Amplifier, Ambitious Assassin, Discord, Danger Zone, and Overflow. Holy perks. It's always the case on Vanguard weapons, though. Fourth column's going to have Chain Reaction, Explosive Light, Bipod, Redacted, Quick Draw, Lasting Impression, Adrenaline Junkie, Reverberation, Desperate Measures, High Ground, and Hatchling. Now, keep an eye on this rocket launcher, just from first impressions. It rolls Envious Arsenal, which is like the go-to damage perk right now. Fourth column doesn't have Bait and Switch, but we have a Redacted perk in there. Okay? Now, if that Redacted perk is a brand new damage perk, could potentially be really good, so keep an eye out. Gambit, we're going to have a Backfang Arc Rapid Fire Glaive. Third column, Impulse Amplifier, Beacon Rounds, Redacted, Grave Robber, Immovable Object, Tilling at Windmills, Shot Swap, Steady Hands, Replenishing Aegis, Field Prep, Led from Golden Mulligan. Fourth column, Redacted, Vault Shot, Swashbuckler, Surrounded, Unrelenting, Wellspring, Vorpal, Unstoppable Force, Close to Melee, Desperate Measures, Adagio, Adrenaline Junkie. I don't think anyone will farm glaives, but let me know if you will. Crucible, Joxer's Longsword, Void Heavy Burst Pulse Rifle. I'm interested in this. Closing Time, Demolitionist, Dragonfly, Killing Wind, Gunshot Straight, Lone Wolf, Pugilist, Enlightened Action, Rewind, Rounds, Repulsor Brace, Strategist, Shootaloo. Fourth column is going to have Adrenaline Junkie, Desperado, Desperate Measures, Destabilizing Rounds, Withering Gaze, Head Seeker, High Impact Reserves, Under Pressure, One for All, Swashbuckler, Redacted, and Zen Moment. More weapons leaving soon. Nightfall Undercurrent leaves, Prophet leaves in Trials, Reese Walker's leaving in Iron Banner, and so is Lethal Abundance. Game to Give has officially kicked off. I already told you about it earlier on. My donation link's in the description. Go donate for a good cause, guys. And as you can see some of the emblems in the article as well that you can get from the donations that you will do. So this is one of the emblems that I have. It's called Dark Hero. It's absolutely amazing. Enjoy it. Obviously, we've got a cool emote here too to check off. Obviously, cool Sparrow. Here's some of the vaulted emblems you can get from donating as well. Brand new emblem who raises $500 as a fundraiser, which is good for us as fundraisers. And these are lifetime goals. So if you've donated before, it's all retroactive across other donations that you've done across other years. Depending on how much you've raised yourself personally, is like you've donated. These are the emblems that you'll receive. Pretty good, right? And that's how you get involved. As I said, donation link in the description. Los Angeles Wildfires, Great Cause emblem, and t-shirt. Go donate via their page. There you go. You can get a t-shirt and an emblem from it, guys. Obviously, GG's Bungie rewards. Latest Bungie rewards is here. Gorgon's tunes. Like all these in here. All these people are very creative and absolutely amazing doing the Skorgon, like the organ stuff and the what have you. New emblems for your creations, guys. For Artist of the Week, we got a new emblem for that. Movie of the Week too, so they look pretty cool. I think the Movie of the Week emblem looks amazing. Obviously we've got the known issues. If you want to go take a look at them, they'll be in the TWID. We'll link the TWID in the description. GG Artist of the Week, that looks pretty cool. Skolas unlocks a new fear. GG Movie of the Week. And we are done for today. That was a lot, and we have a bit more for next week. Walking for next week. So let's not make this chunk of a TWID bigger than needed. Just be ready. Only 12 more days till Heresy. Destiny 2 community team. GG. Let me know what you're most looking forward to. Thanks for watching this video. I know it's a little bit of a longer one, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you're most looking forward to, and I'll see you guys in the next one.